Hello, it's Sunday, so it's time for my mental health vlog. I am exhausted. I have been exhausted all day long. We got up really early and set up for a garage sale yesterday. So I got up and started pulling stuff out of the garage, and people were showing up for the garage sale before I even got half the stuff out of the garage. Lord, my boyfriend did a really good job of marketing for the garage sale. Um, and it was awesome because my son was here, so he helped, and he actually had a really good time helping out, which was great. It was so busy and so chaotic, and we got rid of so much stuff. And whatever we didn't sell, we loaded up in the car at the end of the garage sale and took it to Goodwill because I'm like, I just don't want to put any of that back in the garage. And guess what? I can put my car in the garage. I haven't been able to do that since we moved in, so that's kind of cool. So it's nice to get rid of all that stuff, and we made like $550, $575 on a garage sale for junk. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. That was very handy, very helpful, and like I said, my son got to help out, and he thought he was. We have to work on his price haggling skills, and we have to work on his how he says things during a garage sale, because someone's like, how much do you want for this? And I'm like, no less than 10. And then my son's like, no less than 1. And I'm like, you need to hush. And you need to go back over there. Because I don't want to deal with people saying, well, the little boy said ... and crap. No, but he had fun. And I just got off a meeting with my sponsor. We hadn't talked in a couple of weeks, and it was good to talk with him. And it was good to talk with him because something happened in New Orleans last weekend. Actually, the same day that I made my vlog last week, but I wasn't ready to talk about it. I think that's why my vlog was so scattered last week, because the main thing on my mind was one thing I wasn't ready to talk about. But I've told you all, I'm living a life of full disclosure and honesty, and that involves talking about things that are uncomfortable. So my boyfriend and I were at the casino in New Orleans, and he was playing at the tables, and I was playing at a slot machine. While playing at a slot machine, I often look up to people because, I'm ADHD, so someone walks by, I look up at them. That's just how I work. I looked up at this one guy, and he was staring very intently, and we made eye contact, and it locked. And it locked for a few seconds longer than I would normally spend looking at anyone. And I instantly got the concept of, oh, he's cruising, and he's selected me. And all these feelings, and it's what is being triggered. All these feelings just came rushing in. My heart rate went sky high. My watch set off a little message saying your heart rate is really high for someone who's not moving, and it was very intense, and there are a lot of thoughts that went through my head. But once I realized that he was cruising me, and I had given him indication that I was interested because I kept that eye contact locked. I'm like, okay, I cannot make eye contact anymore. Focus on the machine, press the buttons. I had no idea how much money I was losing or winning. I was just pressing the buttons, waiting for him to go away. Eventually he did, and I pulled out my 20-cent ticket because that's all I had left after randomly pressing buttons without paying attention. I left the area. I had to. I was in such a state of shock that it was happening that I should have reached out and grabbed my phone and reached out to my sponsor or reached out to some of my friends in my group. I couldn't do it. I was so frozen by the intensity of the moment. So once I left the area, I went and found my boyfriend, who had moved to a slot machine in a different area. And I sat down with him, and I was quiet for a second, and I think he knew something was wrong. And then I'm like, I have to tell you something. And I told him about being triggered and how I, gave this guy the false impression that I was okay with the cruising. And, my boyfriend's like, well, it was not easy for him to hear, But he was glad that I told him, and he's like, well, it's not like you actually would have gone through with it. And I'm like, I'm a recovering sex addict, but I'll always be a sex addict. I can never say I would never go through with it, because part of me wanted to go through with it, and that's the sex addict part of me. And when I talked about this in my meeting on Thursday, the first thing I said was, I was so confident and strong in my sobriety, but I realized on Sunday how false that confidence is, and that my sobriety could be gone at any minute if I let it. If I don't work the program, if I don't use the tools that I have. Because, yeah, I considered it. But the something that I did when I was considering it that I don't think I ever would have done before I was in SAA is I had the thought of, okay, you act out or you go through with it, then what? And I didn't think about, I thought about how it would impact my relationship with my boyfriend, how it could potentially negatively impact my relationship with my son. What if I had gotten caught, if I had gotten arrested? I could have been, have to register as a sex offender, which I definitely would, not see my son as much if that were the case, because my ex would use that against me. And it just, all these things I thought about. And that's what kept me focused on like the machine, like just focusing on what I would lose, what I could lose if I acted out in this situation, in this scenario. And like, so that's not something I ever would have done before my program. And I am proud of that. Being triggered happens. It happens in any type of recovery situation. I associate what happened to me, the triggering event that happened to me, with an alcoholic who has maybe not had the best couple of weeks, and someone pours him a drink and puts it in front of him. That is how I felt when this guy was cruising me at the casino. But I did not act out, and after I talked to my boyfriend about it, I did reach out to my sponsor and talk to him about it. Didn't reach out to anybody else in my group, because I still wanted to process everything that I was feeling or thinking. But I did talk about it in my meeting on Thursday, so I was very happy that I was able to do that. My sponsor and I are still working on my 4th step. We've gone over the things I like about myself. Now we get to go over the things I don't necessarily like about myself, my defects of character. So he wants me to start working on that, and then we'll revisit in 2 weeks and go over that. The rest of the week went okay. Work has been stressful. Work has been stressful. That's not a change. I had my psychiatrist and my therapist this week on the same day, so that was nice. My boyfriend has already gone back to work from his surgery. He went back to the office twice this week. He goes into the office twice a week, so he's just kind of returned back to his schedule. He's healing very nicely. The family member who I have one of the family members that I have that's dealing with cancer, her surgery was this week, and the surgery was successful, which I was very, very thankful for, because, they are up in years. I'm sorry, but they are up in years, and it's any time that someone has to go under surgery when they're older, it terrifies me and my family. So, but it went well. The doctors were very, very pleased. So there's that. One thing I did talk about with my therapist, though, is being over emotional when it comes to my son. Like, how it's hard for me to think about my son growing up without crying or getting sad or getting emotional. And she wants me to dig into that a little bit deeper to find out why I'm so over emotional. Being emotional is okay, but crying to the point of being like paralyzed and not being able to make a conversation or do anything, or just sitting there and crying and sobbing for half an hour because, whatever, he's done something for the first time or something for the last time, but he's my baby. I know how important babies are because I know how important I am to my mama. I'm her favorite. My sister had her birthday this week. I wanted to point that out because so I have a sister and I'm still my mom's favorite. And I'm sure my sister will not be pleased if she sees that. Can't really think of anything else that's been going on this week. No, it's been a lot. It's been crazy, and I've been exhausted today. We did go see a movie today with my son because we had him all weekend, which I love. We went and saw a movie, Bad Guys, some DreamWorks movie. It was cute, but it was nice to just go and the three of us just sit and have popcorn and whatever and just watch a movie. So that was nice. I just really enjoyed the time that I spent with my son. That we spent with my son this weekend. It was great. On that note, I think I am going to move to the couch, and I'm not sure I'm going to move off the couch tonight. I am just beat, but it's been a rewarding and a good weekend. That is it for me. Please check on your friends, make sure they're doing okay. Check on your loved ones, make sure they're doing okay. Check on yourself, because I'm beat, I am tired, and I have stuff I really need to work on tonight, and I know that I need to give myself a little bit of a rest, or I'm going to burn out. And I keep getting really close to those burnout moments, and I try and chill, and then so trying hard not to burn out. Love you guys, and I will. Is there a holiday or anything this week? No. Mother's Day is next weekend. I have to get my mom's package in the mail for tomorrow. It's probably not going to get there on time, but we'll see. We'll hope. Fingers crossed. All right, guys, I will talk to you next Sunday, Mother's Day.